This is April, the artist behind Dreamy Color Fix. This is my new channel. Welcome to my new channel. So if you came from InvokeArtSense, that is my channel as well. I will put a link in the description. Go to that channel if you are interested in art related content like subscription boxes, reviews, and art challenges, as well as simply making art and being creative. This channel is going to focus on coloring, simply coloring, the coloring aspect of art. I made another channel because I thought that it would be confusing if I did it all on my main channel. So InvokeArtSense is going to remain all like art created content, and this channel is going to be just coloring aspect. I have Sakuems coloring book right here. Sakuems coloring book. She offers 300 GSM cardstock that I'm using right now, as well as watercolor paper that is 300 GSM as well. Good quality paper for both. And they are not very expensive. I think right now they're like $23 a book with 20 fantasy female related characters. So if you like fantasy, whimsical fantasy characters, then you should go check out her Etsy account. And she's on YouTube and Instagram. She is not really that active on YouTube, but she just got back. She was gone for almost a year, so still go check out her channel on both social media platforms. The description is listed in the description. The description is listed. I can't speak right now. Her social media handles are going to be down below in the description. And she has an Etsy store as well. So if you want to stop by her channel and buy a coloring book that I'm using, you can do that. I am also using Shinhan touch markers, brush touch markers, as well as Ohuhu markers. They are a bit more saturated than Copic markers, but they don't really bleed through this paper. But I still used like a cheap sketch paper underneath this page, because in the heaviest blending times, like the pinks on her blush, her lips, those little spots will bleed through. So the paper is good, but you still have to put something behind it to protect the next page. And I'm really focusing on just using markers in this coloring page. I will be using color pencils later, but this episode 1 is only markers. Besides the highlights that later I used Signo uni ball pen, as well as like Posca pen white pen marker, or it's not a marker, but it's the paint pen. So, but everything else was purely markers. So I focused on lights and darks and where like the shadings should go, like on the side of the nose, the tip of the nose, like the blush is on the tip of the nose as well as the shading. And like the dark areas where the sides of her temples are. So I was practicing my shading here. So I didn't have to worry about drawing it. This is what is so great about coloring books. I have this one, and I have another book made by another artist that will be here in a few days. So I'll have videos on this channel for now every Wednesday, once a week, because I make videos, I make art related videos on my InvokeArtSense channel every Thursday and Sundays. So I may be pressed for time, but minimum every Wednesday you will see a new coloring activity, new coloring book theme every week. I'm not really sure I'm not really sure the direction I want to go with this channel, but I know I have an idea of what I want to do with this channel, which is I want to do the coloring. I just want to simply focus on coloring. But I may, change up my plans for this, my goals, but it will still remain coloring, focusing on coloring. Maybe other artists, maybe if you like coloring in coloring books, it doesn't matter what theme, it doesn't have to be whimsical fantasy characters. If you like that, stay around for more. And I may also do different coloring themes. It may not always be fantasy female characters. It could be something different. Depends on what I have, what books I end up finding. I may have different things that I have that I want to experiment with. So stay around for more. It'll get interesting because I really haven't colored like this since I was little. Yes, I do art and I draw myself, but just coloring, I only did like once in like the first page of this book. And it's really fun. It's just fun to just color. And it takes a lot of talent and creativity to do this, because everyone has seen maybe a 10-year-old color in a coloring book. It's different quality, right? I mean, a 10-year-old probably could do better than me sometimes, but there is a definite skill level and technique that is required to do this kind of work. So it's not really, something is considered only for children. Coloring like this is for adults too. So adult coloring activity, adult coloring books. This is what this is. It's not all for children. So I want to get that out. Doing this kind of coloring activity takes creativity. It takes an art talent. You have to be into art to want to even do this. It takes motivation to do a coloring book like this, as well as motivation to do a painting or drawing completely without any lines. And it's all from your imagination. So coming all from your imagination takes creativity and motivation, as well as coloring in this way. And everyone is different. Everyone has different ways, different methods to color, and as well as paintings or drawings. Everyone's drawing is different. It's like painting with a twist. They have this one set painting that they tell you to paint. And out of 10 people, that painting is never going to be the same. Not one person, not two people are the same. Every person has a different idea and perspective of how their art comes out and how they see something. They interpret it completely different from the next person. But I'll leave you on that thought, and goodbye everyone, and see you next time in the next video next week. And don't forget to go to my main art channel, InvokeArtSense, down below, and subscribe to that if you're not. And goodbye, everyone.